I had the distinct, absolute honor of being one of the first people to teach little Ryan Patterson how to swim. And it will be something that I take with me for the rest of my life. So I'd like to start by telling you about my college roommate, Julianne Mary O'Sullivan, who grew up with two nuns as aunts and an uncle as a priest. And after a long day of schooling and being out, and we'd lay in our dorm beds at night, and Julianne Mary O'Sullivan would say to me occasionally, "Did you meet an angel today?" Being 18, wild and crazy, I would roll my eyes and I would say, "An angel today." Here's my Catholic roommate. She's talking about angels. Well, as you grow up and you get older and wiser, you do realize that every day might be a day that you meet an angel. And as we look back at the life of Ryan Patterson, it stops me cold to think that she was an angel who was put here for all of us. Her life was much shorter than it should have been. But when you look at the turnout today, when you look at how many people she positively touched day in and day out, and how many lives, and they're here, that she helped mold and become better people. That's a true testament to who she was and the grace of God, that he decided that one day he was going to let us all be a part of Ryan Patterson's life for a mere moment. She was an angel. And again, as I said, I had the absolute pleasure to be able, from the time she could barely walk, she was swimming, to be a part of her life and to watch her grow up. So, what I'd like everybody to do as they go out today is to look around and see where are the other angels among our lives. They are there. Those are very, very special people who are different because they have such an impact in other people's lives. Look for them when you see them. Just keep Ryan in your thoughts. She will always be with us. And you're very, very lucky to have had her for as long as you've had her. So thank you, everyone, for coming again. We're going to turn it over now to Marie. Stand back so you don't hear me. So first, I want to thank this community, the community of the YMCA, which is a collection of some really awesome people, my fellow co-workers, the coaching staff, the parents, my friends and family, for all their generosity and support and for holding us up for these last 2 years. It's because of all of you that we were able to keep the Memorial Fund healthy, and so I personally, and I know Danielle wanted to thank everyone for their contributions. What we've been able to do right off the bat, we knew that it was very appropriate to have a scholarship in Ryan's name, and so I'm so pleased that our first recipient of the scholarship is here. Wait for me up there. Ryan really believed in the importance of the student athlete, and so it was just really appropriate to give that scholarship. I'm not sure if the second recipient is here, Michael. Anyway, 2 years in a row. The first thing that the swim team did, they kicked into how are we going to honor our buddy. And if you see the shirts they're wearing, they all wear her initials on their sleeve, which is very awesome thing to do. They also, Pete Gresham, he was also a swim instructor and taught Ryan how to swim. He was left holding this team up, and I remember Ryan saying to me, "Mom, don't worry, Pete's
got this. And, really did an awesome job to keep the team together in really trying times. And so they put together a swim-meet, a memorial swim-meet, that in the first year was an inter-squad meet, and it was awesome. And this year, with the help of Coach Jose and the rest of the staff, especially the parents, they took that meet and they turned it into an all-state meet, which was really very neat. All the YMCAs in New Jersey participated, and that was a great honor. And then the last little thing we did was we created an award at our banquet. We give out along with the Marie Award and the Ann Coomer Award. And so we have a Marie Patterson Award, and she would think that was really cool. She was the recipient of one or two of those awards. And I think we have them here. I think first Jessica, I'm not sure if Jessica's here, Jessica Schmidt, Kim White, and Eugene. They here? Yeah. So then the next big thing was what to do with all this money that just kept coming. And with the support of Megan and the rest of the YMCA, we wanted to do something that would have some impact on the team. We knew Ryan a little bit. Like Megan said, she grew up here, she learned to swim here, and she really became the heart and soul of the team for a period of time there. She was very practical and very sensible. I know that the people in the room that knew her well, she gave some great advice, and she was a great listener. So I could hear her saying, "Mom, you got to do something about those blocks." So 1970, you got to do something. So sure enough, we had enough money to do it. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but where's Tom? I have to give a shout out to Tom. You know, he really helped me put this together. It was emotional for me. And then there was the idea of, how can we make it personal? And so I talked to the people at Manufacturing Block, and they were willing to work with me. And so we got them inscribed. And of course, then what to put on them? I didn't want it to be something, sad, or so we wanted it to be meaningful. So I had to reach out to some of my, call them my favorites just for today. Some of the swimmers that I've kept in touch with, and some of the coaches that I kept in touch with. Oh my gosh, where's Tom? Here, I can see it from here. So the first block, this is the lane, it's the outside smoke. This is the lane that, when you're not seated to win, and maybe you're out here. And Ryan's mantra in life was never ever give up. And so that's written on there. And I think it was supposed to be over on this side, but that's okay. But figure that out. It was supposed to be turned around. But if you knew her as some of you swam with Ryan. I see Erin back here. As a swimmer, she was that swimmer that she would just say, "Shut up and swim, and stop whining, and just keep going." And she was a motivator, I think, for her fellow teammates. And she also didn't give up. I mean, she was, as we used to say around the dinner table, she was dealt a lousy hand. And she had some challenges along the way, and she kept at it, and never gave up. And I think that's a lesson for all of us. So that's that. And this one. Kelsey helped me with this one. We were trying to think of things that Ryan has said, or they could remember, something meaningful that maybe touched their life. And so Kelsey had this idea. She said, "There's so many things that she said to us that stays with you." And so she dug out Ryan's senior year yearbook from the team, and she had a whole bunch of things that she wrote on there. But the final thing that she had on there was, "Without heart, nothing is possible." And I think that as a swimmer, I'm obviously, you know, she had a lot of heart. She was very loyal to this team. And, but I think that she instilled that in her swimmers as well, is that it's not just about a race. You have to really put your heart and soul into it. And anything is possible. So hopefully that will motivate the swimmers in it. Say a few words about this one. Eva Dice, she was a swimmer on the team who she was a talented, very determined girl who had type 1 diabetes. And she had a very difficult time. She had a lot of talent, and she really, I remember her connection with Ryan was that she had goals that her illness kept her from achieving. And they would talk about it a lot. And I remember Ryan would come home and we'd sit around the dinner table and she would say, Mom, I could just help her. You know, she wants it so bad, and it's really hard to see how, for some people it's so easy, and for others that really want it so bad, that they have to have this extra burden, you know, that really challenges everything they do. And so Eva gave me this quote. She remembers Ryan saying it to her. This race is a gift. Swim it well. And then this last one, makes some of you laugh. When Ryan was little and she was nervous before a race, or she was having a difficult time, I would go up and I would whisper in her ear, I think I can, I know I can. And that story of trainment could. And I said that to her all the way through, even her last swim as a senior in high school. And Erin would probably recall, it got really hard for her towards the end. She really wanted to finish, but she couldn't finish as strong as she wanted to. And I remember saying that to her. And what was so sweet is that as she became a coach, I can remember her saying, "Where is Ariana?" Somewhere in here. Yeah. And I just remember her saying that to you, you know, and for those of you that, you know, come on now, you're going to swim the 200 fly. And you'd be like, no way am I going to swim the 200 fly. And you'd say, you know, I think I can, I know I can. That's really something that we're gave for swimmers. So the really great thing is that the coaching staff, they've either swam with her, or coached by her, or coached with her. And so I feel really confident that they are going to take what she put into swimming. They know that it's a lot more than just teaching kids how to swim fast. It's about all these things and everything that we do with kids. I know that she'll be remembered in a good way. And I hope that this gift to the team, you know, has meaning and we appreciate it. And really want to thank all of you for pausing.